Hello, hello, hello Dawn. Hello Denise. Might be a few not joining us today that have brought the kids because they're away or gathering wood or anything else they might be up to, which is the beauty of a live class. You don't have to be present right now. I thought I'd just go through in case there's a few late joining that want to stamp along with us. Yes, hi again, Dawn. I saw you this morning, didn't I? Yeah, I thought I'll just go through and show you. I've numbered the, excuse me, numbered the cards, and that's important because they're all using the Magnolia set, which I don't know if many of you, I don't think anyone has got, except for Rhonda, has got the big Magnolia set. We're not using the big flower today. I don't know that we've used, that's probably my fault. I don't think I've used it in a class. It is going through to the new annual catalogue, but it'll go through separately without the dies and without the beautiful paper. This one, however, you might not have seen. We did do a class using this little one. Remember, it had the circle thing and it had the little Magnolia. I love that card. The main reason I got this was because it had that beautiful happy birthday, which I'm using today, and it's also got these littler accent pieces. These ones in here are quite big, and I've also used the Magnolia, I should have had that in between there, sorry, the Magnolia embossing folder, which I haven't used this. Well, I don't think I've used this at all, really. Sorry, I'm turning that around so you can see that. So, and as you may have noticed, so this is card number 1. It is, actually, what is it called? I'm not quite sure. A panel, something or other panel card. I should know that, shouldn't I? And I had done this one, just looking for the name of it. I had made a card like this some time ago, some years ago actually, and I don't know where I got the directions then, or that's what it's called, recessed panel. Then I thought there's got to be an easier way, so there is. And this one, I've used Frenchie's tutorial. See how she's got the designer, you can see both sides of the designer series paper. I love that card. So that's the first one we're doing, just so that you know and just so you keep your packs together. The second one, I have done this on a live, and you will notice you don't have any ribbon. That's because you don't really need the ribbon. I originally was going to put a bow. No matter how small I made it, it just wasn't going to fit. And then I cut that bit off and thought, oh, well, that'll do. But you actually don't need, I didn't feel it needed a bow. And I don't know what you guys are going, you've got some extra pieces of, just to explain, the pieces of, don't go cutting into anything on this pack until you've done these pieces here. The scrappy bits that I've given you, and I've done a video, that was when my phone was playing, or I needed a new phone, so you may not have got the directions to that anyway. So you'll be able to use bits and pieces out of, I've been quite generous with the bits and pieces that I've given you. So you'll be able to use those to decorate the insides and hopefully your envelopes. And this one you may have noticed I've used, no, I haven't on my original one, but after it was complete, I thought, now wouldn't that look lovely with some champagne shimmer mist on it? So all I've done is used a couple of drops of champagne shimmer with some rubbing alcohol, mixed it up, and I sprayed all the cards for you guys. You'll have noticed they've buckled a little bit, which is what they do when the cardstock's a bit wet. So hopefully they'll be all okay. This one I've cut out with the die, and I forgot that I used that and started cutting them up. You know how sometimes when you cut out an image you cut too close, and I thought, oh well, it'll give you guys practice cutting out, and with my knee still playing up, it'll save me being over the big shot for too long. So yeah, you've saved my bacon there. So we might see who else is joining us. Hi Marg. Hi Rhonda. Sharon's not here. Oh, okay. Hi Leanna. How are you? Nice to see you watching. So to get started, so this card, and it's very important with this card that you have your pieces, and hopefully I've cut them properly. I will put the directions on my blog. So instead of a what have I got here? 11 by 5.5. No, that's not right. It's not 5.5, is it? No, I don't know why I've got that there. Because that's not right. It's 11 by... That's the centre. What have I done here? These, what I was going to say is these pieces have all got to measure exactly the same, and mine doesn't. I thought I had it that it did, and it looks like somehow I've got that wrong too. Let me just look here, see if I've got another bit. No, I don't. Just going to grab another piece of white. Sorry about that, guys. And it's the correct measurement. Here's, I'm just going to measure that, make sure I'm giving the right measurements. I made mine 10 centimetres. Frenchie has got an excellent tutorial. She made hers 4 inches. There's not much difference between 4 inches and 10, but there is a little. It's just a stroke of the ruler bigger. So because our sizes are different to American, that's what I've done. And the reason she's done her card like that, if you had heaps of DSP, you could do it the normal size and just use the side measurements that I'll be giving you that she's used, and it would all work. You don't have to stress about it working. And that is, yes, 5.5, whatever that is in centimetres. So it's, oh, that was right, 5.5. This bit was wrong. So it's, hang on, 11 inches by 10, yeah, by 10 centimetres, scored at 5.5, which is scored in the centre. I think I may have scored yours, I'm not quite sure. I'm just going to grab some Whisper White so we can get started. This is just the same as a real class, isn't it, girls? Me forgetting to do things or not doing things correctly. Anyway, all happens. So that's, oops, 10 by 5.5, and we'll see if that measures up. 5.5 there. And the reason they've all got to be the same, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good, is because they all layer onto the front. I think that's going to be good. All right. And I think I'm going to need this again. Yes, I am going to need this again. So that's your front piece now. Oh no, that was my inside. No, I've done it right. I was forgetting. Sorry, I should have done a practice run this morning. I was forgetting. This one is 10 centimetres by 11. Yeah, that's right. Scored at 5.5. And then, yeah, forget what I just said, because that piece that I had cut, that was from my insert. Because you're actually going to cut on this bit here. So just forget everything I just said. So now we're going to put a mark at 3/4 and 1.5 on the left hand side. That's inches. Bring that there. Doesn't really matter if you're not that accurate with this. That's 3/4 and 1.5. In fact, after you've done one once, you could make up your own measurements. And then you mark at 3/4 at hang on, at 3 inches and 5.5 on the other. The 5.5 is just down the bottom, so really the only mark you need to make is at 5 inches. Let's get this bit done first. I'll put that up that way in case you're following along with me. And line up your 2 marks here into the centre of your trimmer. That. And then line up the next one with your bottom one. If you're not sure how to do this, I advise you to practice. So have your, I'm just making sure you could see. I watched the video back last night. Has anyone not been able to see? Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it, Rhonda? Yeah, I guess it does, Dawn. So I think you can see where I'm going there. I'll just try and push that up a little bit, get all my things out the road a bit. Push this up a little bit so you can see a bit better. So have your points, your point of your cardstock there and your measurement there, all correct. Cut that out, and you're not actually going to need that bit, but I'll pop it in the bin for now, but I won't be throwing it out. I'll be able to get a centimetre. Shouldn't have cut my nails, goodness, out of there. And then what we need to do is cut our pink piece as well. You can, there are different ways to do this, but as I said, I liked Frenchie's way better because some of the others had layers of just pieces of this, and that to me makes the whole card bumpy. So it depends. So on the left, oops, we've got to do our markings first. On the left hand side, we want to mark out 7/8 of an inch, which is 1 mark before the inch. And you could work this out in centimetres. I guess I was just too lazy to do that. So there's your 7/8 and 1 3/8. 1, 2, 3. Is that right? Yeah. 3/8 there. And then on the right hand side, we mark it 3 1/8, which is there, and 5 3/8. 1, 2, 3, which is nearly to the bottom. You can see where I'm heading with this. It's going to layer onto the, or in, what am I trying to say, in underneath the white piece. So line those 2 up in your trimmer. And then line these 2 up in your trimmer. Not the bottom. I was going to go the bottom. I don't want the bottom. I want it there and there. And that piece there we discard. I'm pretty sure we don't hit the trimmer again. Let's pop it over there and grab my rubber. Rub off the marks I've got here. Been clever enough to cut it so I don't have any marks there by the looks. And then what's next is you line that up there. That will line up there. This piece here will line up here. course it doesn't get adhered to there. I don't know, it looks like I need that down a little bit and that up a little bit. Could be my measurements, could be out a bit. I'm just going to have a little look at my other card. See what I did. So I've got that there. Maybe I did it this way, didn't I? Yeah, I must have, I think. No, I have to stick this first, but this seems to be a bit longer than what I want. That's what I've got in there. I think it's to do with my measurements. I've got the, you can see that one, I hadn't even noticed that. The top one's a little bit, it is a little bit out. So that's what I need to do, is just adjust that measurement. But you guys will work that out, won't you? So if we put the glue onto there. Beauty of me doing it first is if I do it wrong, you guys will have it right, won't you? And I could probably cut, I'm not quite game enough to cut that there in case I mess it all up. And then that one will go there, yeah, that's right. It's a little bit of thinking about it. Just make sure when you do your bottom piece, because it's hanging in the breeze, it's not stuck to anything. Just make sure you have the correct sides together. It is a little bit tricky to get your head around, but it makes a really pretty card, or if you're making it for a guy, it's a really, again, you could use different paper, of course, and different embellishments, and make it equally pretty for a guy. So we'll put, just be careful where you're putting your adhesive. You can see I'm putting mine here because I know this piece is what I want to be, what the piece I want to stick. And you can use either side of your DSP, doesn't really matter, whichever you prefer. But I do think that this side fit better with my card, and that's pretty good. Just check yours and just make sure that they're, yeah, that's good. And then this piece goes on here. Oops, come here. Then all you need to do, is that a good burnish? Mine's not burnished very well. And see, then you've got your inside piece there. Mine has hung over the edge a little bit, but that's why we have scissors, isn't it? Just chop that bit. Chop that bit, that's mine. Make sure I've got all the little pieces off. Anyone not understanding that? Hi Sharon. Hi Myrtle. You'd think you'll wait for my blog. I think you can probably see it better in person on the video, Marg. Once you have all the measurements. I'll also share the link to Frenchie's blog as well. Where's my embellishments? Looks like I didn't get anything ready for the inside. So depending on what embellishments you've got, what I should have done was stamp that first instead of before I stuck it all together. That would have been good, wouldn't it? In case I mess it up. Let's see. This beautiful little happy birthday, and just any black inks that you've got, any of your happy birthday sentiments would be fine. Well, this could be a sympathy, it could be anything. So when you line up when you mount your blocks, that one you can't really see through. I don't know what I've done there. Line them up on your grid paper. You will get them centered, lined up properly on your card, hopefully. Let's line the paper up, and I line that up. Should not be any mistakes. So see how that'll stamp first. Yeah, it's pretty good. And maybe my black ink needs re-inking. A bit dubious about doing that because then you have ink everywhere, don't you? If you make it too inky, that's all. So I think that's pretty straight. Just such a pretty happy birthday. This little set won't be going through, only the big set will. Oh, I nearly stamped off on my beautiful flower there. Is that ready? Because I think I've used that for all of these cards, I think. Can't quite remember. So then you just position your, I wasn't sure whether to leave the little Magnolia on there or not, but I think he looks quite cute, and you can see that he's different to the other one. So you guys will all have different ones. I don't know, do I want him? He's a bit of a tricky one, isn't he? Yeah, that looks better, I think. To grab one, and you get two dimensionals. Put another one on that little petal there so that it's not flapping in the breeze and getting bent when you put it in the envelope. Bring my bin a bit closer. Now, where did I say I wanted it? I do this, I position it, and then I think, where did I have it? I think about there. That's okay. What did I put in the centre of this? I don't know that I put anything. I did put a little pink Magnolia. Where's my original piece that I was trashing? This one here, I think. No, it might have been this one. You wouldn't necessarily need to put anything in the middle of your card because you've got the beautiful DSP there for your decoration. But where's that little bud? It's here. And then you can write whatever you like in the centre. Where's a block? And of course I didn't grab the petal pink ink, did I? I'd forgotten I was using that. Never mind, it's right here. Oh, and I haven't put my little champagne dots on. I love the little champagne dots. Did I give myself any? No, I must have thought I could grab them out of my container, which I can, of course, too. Let's do that. Oops, and they are right over here. I just love these. Put our centre piece in. It's snail again. Good old snail. I hope our replacement for the snail is just as good as this one. Oops. Centered pretty much. And some of these beautiful little things. Where did you scoot off to? Right there. Okay. There we go. These are just gorgeous. I'm so pleased that they're going through. You get a bit sick of, well, not sick of, but you get sort of want a bit of something different every now and again, don't you? And these types of embellishments work out the most economical of our embellishments, I feel. So there you go. There's our cute little, what did I call it? A split. I don't know what I did with the directions now. Anyway, I'll put that on my blog so that you'll know what it's called. Like I've got a spare piece of white for an insert now. I might put all these measurements here so that when I blog I can put the correct measurements on there. I won't put that in a cello bag because I want to take a photo of that. That's a bit of scrap and that's a bit of scrap. Okay, any questions about that card? Thanks, Sharon. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this, as I said, for a while, but yeah, I sort of think, oh, it's a bit complicated, and yeah, but when I saw Frenchies, I thought, no, that's pretty easy. Everything's easy when you know how, isn't it? So now we're going to do this one. So firstly, we're going to fold and score our Mossy Meadow base. You guys could be fussy cutting when your Magnolias for your first card while you're watching this. Need my scorer, don't I? And you've got, in this piece, I've cut out, like I've cut out heaps. Oh no, I've only cut out that much. So these pieces, where are they? These pieces here are 10 centimetres by 3. So on the, get that right, on the 3-inch side, which is this side, you want to score, and it's 10 centimetres because I like to use metric, but the 1 inch is a good measurement. So if that makes sense, so we're going to score that there. So these are the top and bottom piece. I don't know if anyone's made one of these cards when I did it, when my phone was playing up that time. It was probably a bit hard to get the directions, but this again has been modified. There are lots on Pinterest, but I've modified it to make it my own. So fold that in, and then all you want to do is fold these. Can you see what I'm doing there? Fold these pieces up to that score line. Don't give it a definite fold until you get them perfectly in the centre, because they've got to be perfectly in the centre, because you can see when you flip it up. So then score that as well. Okay. And do this one. Again, fold. It's a bit hard to see on this paper, I will grant you that. You could put a pencil line over your score line if you're having trouble seeing it. And this paper's quite thick. Our DSP is such good quality and always so beautiful. Just gorgeous. Now, push that down a little bit. That one's not behaving like like the first one. Always the way, isn't it? So I think there's one end where you don't actually see this there, just to tell you in case you mess up too. No, you see that one too. Yeah. So you've got to get them both perfect. Sorry about that. Just that point there doesn't want to behave. There we go. It's better. You also don't want it to encroach on your fold over bit because you will see that too. So you've got to be a bit perfect. Now, where's these pieces the same? Just to tell you guys whether yours are the same. Yeah, they must be the same. And they measure 10 again, I think. Yeah, 10 by 14.5. I've got that. I hope that's right. Let me just measure on there because I want it to mat nicely on there. Looks like I've done that a bit crooked too. Just fix that. That's better. I want that layered onto there. It is just, I suppose it just needs to be just, doesn't it? Yeah, that's right. So then you would take your, well, you don't have to use liquid glue. I pretty much do, because then you know it's going to stick and not come up. Stick these down here. And then just one either side of here. Do I need to do any stamping on there first? Yes, I do. I'm going to do my stamping in case I mess up. What did I put? I put a flower and I actually coloured it in as well. And I put Enjoy Today, which I'm sliding off my chair here, which I think I got, where did I get that from? Oh, here. I was going to say, I was sure I got it out of this set. I put that in the centre. You don't want your words to go out from the, like poke out from, what was that, something falling down? To stick out from where your die cut is. So pop it there and do the same as I did before. My one in my display card is a bit pale. I think that's because my ink pad might need, there we go. It might need refilling. So just got to put that there in the centre. And it's like I did the Magnolia as well, the little bud. And you guys can put whatever you've got in there. Just to explain, usually when people do this card, they just do it on like a half a piece. They don't have a whole card like I've got. Can I explain that? So you wouldn't have, it would just, would be without that. You would just have this piece. You wouldn't have the card piece. But I don't know, I just like to be different. So mine's a whole card. So you wouldn't necessarily need to have this peekaboo bit, but we have. Which is the design of the whole card, so you still need that. So I just quickly, always with Memento, I'm always getting inky fingers. So as I go, we've usually got a baby wipe handy, so I can just make sure my fingers aren't are not full of black ink. I would just do the leaves in the, well, that's the light. I meant to grab the dark, and I meant to grab the other end as well. And this is Mossy Meadow, this marker. Did I make the stem? I made the stem brown. I made that. I'm going to do it green, save time today. But they are probably brown, like the branches on a tree are, aren't they? Just use my marker end. And I'll do this with the fat end, the felt tipped end, I think you call it, with the darker petal pink. Just colour it in with the light one. Such a pretty little bud. It's just gorgeous, isn't it? A bit of Wink of Stella. Always got to have Wink of Stella, don't we? Could actually put that on our flowers as well. I should have put that on the first one. I might do that later. Now, where are we up to? We're up to here. Just make sure that's adhered down properly. This one's pretty simple as well. Once you know what you're doing, like with everything, they're all pretty simple. Just some of them just need a bit more thinking about than others. Yeah. Put quite enough glue there. Usually I put too much and it spills out, and got a bit of a hole there too, like that. Hope I'm not going to make a mess now. Anyway, you can always wait till it dries and get it off with your eraser, as you all know. Just make sure that's all lined up properly. And that is two. Now, what's next, you ask? Oh, we've got to do our happy birthday on our... Yeah, on there. We'll do our happy birthday on here. If I line those up like that, hopefully I'll get this straight again and hopefully well inked up. Seems to not want to ink up very well. I think I will have to re-ink this bit later. I've got a bit of, I don't want a black mark there. What else did I put? Just the happy birthday. Okay. I think that's all I need for that. Let me just flip my card and see. Got that underneath there. What did I put in the middle? I'll just put a little bud in there. Never mind. I'll do that. And I might adhere this down as well. Probably best to do this with wet glue. I'm just a bit... Sometimes my wet glue dries too quick for me. And then I have trouble moving it. I know that's not supposed to be the case, but just make sure it's up the right way too. Nearly had it upside down. That wouldn't have been good, would it? Line that up. Down. Now with this one, just put that, just with a bit of snail we'll do on there. Just pop that one on there. Put it down so I can line it up pretty well. Can we all see? Are we all with me? Hi Jeanette. Oh, thanks Sharon Kramer. Come on. Sticking where I don't want it to stick. And then the top piece, just centre it as best as you can. And I think I'd pop the glue just on this top part here. And then you're pretty safe that you're not going to get it where you don't want it. You could get a ruler and measure, which I have done on occasion, but I'm not going to do it today. We'll just go for it. Give it a press down. Then what have I forgotten? Just your flowers. Maybe that needs to go up a little bit, does it? Maybe it does. This is meant to go under there. So when you stick this on here, you might have too big a flower there, perhaps. Oh no, I've got that on the other one. Is it? No, I think it's a bit smaller. I might need to chop off my little flower there. Yes, I think I will, because it's going to be too big. If I still wanted to use my bud, I could pop that underneath somewhere. But I don't know if I'm going to fuss around and do that today. I want to hold you guys up on such a beautiful day. Probably want to get out in the garden. And then you would put your dimensionals on this piece only, on this side here. See, and I could have one on my leaf, one on my leaf, one on there, and I could have one on that leaf there too, just down the bottom. Of course, if you used cardstock, which we normally would if we're doing face-to-face classes, you would normally probably do this on a piece of cardstock so that it would give it a bit more stability. But our DSP is quite thick and quite strong. You just don't want to have anything stuck there, and I think I may have just there. No, that's okay. And again, some little champagne rhinestones. Beautiful little things that they are. Grab one that's that size. Put it up there. That one. Oh, I forgot my little flowers. I've got little flowers as well, haven't I? Oh, I hope I can put the rhinestones where I wanted them. So I just actually just put them, got to mention them as well. But if you're going to have them hanging over, you won't want the dimensionals to go on there actually. What we do, we might just put a little bit of glue that side. position that where you want, and then put your dimensionals on this piece. Making sure they don't hang over and adhere to anything you don't want them to adhere to. Looks like I might have to shift my little rhinestone from there. It's in the wrong spot. Do that. I probably could have had that down there, but it could have had another dimensional under there actually. See if I'm clever enough to do this with my pokey tool. There we go. Now what did I do on the inside? Just the little pink magnolia on the inside. Now where's he gone? Yeah. My ink. That side this time, and on the envelope, trying to hurry along. We've been here for the last card is the easiest. Always do that, don't I, guys? For classes, make the last card the easiest. And I'll pop this inside. And as I said, you don't need to do this bit if you don't want to. With your kits, you can do whatever you like. If you don't want to make a full opening card, you don't have to. You can cut that in half and save the other half of your mossy meadow for something else. That's entirely up to you. Okay, so that's that one. I might put these here so that when I do my blog, I will have the measurements there and not have to get up and measure everything. Okay, all right, everything away and head for the next card. Any questions with that? Oh, no worries, Sharon. I'm glad you liked that, and I thought we could all do with some snail, and that's for you guys that have supported me right through COVID with buying my kits for the online classes. It's really appreciated. It's kept us all going. I know I've supported you as well, but it's kept us all going, and it's been fantastic. We can be together through cyberspace, I guess, is what you say. So it's just been great. I'm so grateful to have all you ladies support me. Score your basic black piece in half. Just got to look at the card to know what to do now, don't I? That piece there was just 1 inch by 10 centimetres, and you may have a different piece. It doesn't really matter. Might put that on there though first before I stick that down, in case I've done the wrong measurement. And I may have put your magnolias differently on there, but hey, it doesn't matter, does it? Just make that up high enough so that when you put the punched piece on there, it's going to have room. Yeah, that's about right. Now I'm going to use my wet glue for that, because I'm hopeless, I'm just going to put a pencil mark there so that I can cover that and know that I've got it in the right spot. And again, you could flip this over. Don't know that you would want to, because the other side of this one, you might want to if you've got a different one. And if you line it up on your grid paper, again, you can make sure that that's the correct measurement. And you can see that's a tad wider, but it's not going to matter. No one's going to notice that. And the reason I'm using my wet glue here, my multi-purpose, is because I've embossed this. And as I said before, I've embossed your pieces and also used some shimmer paint mixed with rubbing alcohol. There we go. Now I think that was just layered onto there, pretty sure. Doesn't matter which side. Again, I might use wet glue. Don't want to have too many layers on there. Just make sure you've got that round the right way. And that actually, see that? That's actually gone on there perfectly. So this piece here, that's good to know. That piece there must be exactly 1 inch. So I've done the same for myself as I've done for you guys, and that you wouldn't think that happy birthday would fit there, but it actually does, as you can see there. So you can see I've used the same happy birthday. Just see if I can get this right. If not, I do have my punch there, and I will be able to fix that. Yeah, I always need to do it twice because it never seems to stamp the first time. And I haven't used my mat, have I? So if I line that up on my grid paper and then stamp, it just fits. Could have gone down a bit with that one, but never mind, that's all good, that's okay. Again, wiping my hands. Now this one we will, oops, done that already, don't need to do that again, do I? Oh, have I got that round the wrong way? Looked like I did. No, it's not. For a minute there I thought, oops, I've done the punch around the wrong, put it on around the wrong way, but no, I haven't. Really quick and easy and quite effective, this card too, I think. And I've got I actually fussy cut mine as well, so we're all on the same page with that. I could have, as I said, I could have die cut it, but I forgot and started to fussy cut, and I thought, oh well, give you guys a bit of practice fussy cutting, hey? This is all out of the Magnolia. You'll see some of the papers in the book, but there's a huge pack that's not in the book, and you'll see that on my shopping site. I'm having big changes with our shopping site too. I sent out an email the other day. It's all going to look different, and I see this morning they've sent out another email to us saying that gives you guys a place to put your feedback. So you can, if you think we should do things differently or we should bring back something, there's your chance to put it. So isn't that great? Just some decorations here. And here, I think I've got mine a bit lower than the first card, but hey, that doesn't matter. Come here. And I'll pop that one there. You can see that should have been a bit lower, and that's why we usually stamp before we punch, but I was just on a roll when I did your cards, and I just did mine as well. So it looks like I've done the same thing on the inside of that, just a little pink magnolia. You could stamp it and colour it in if you wanted to. Well, you couldn't because you don't, none of you have the stamps except for Rhonda. Pretty sure no one's bought this Magnolia set, have you? Don't remember anyone purchasing it, but I may have some online customers that have bought it and I've not noticed. A little, like that card, I just looked at the clock before I started that. It was 20 past. That card took 10 minutes. So I've just got to put my inside in. Not that it's a race, but just shows you how quick. And that's 3 cards. If you had everything cut up, which you guys do, you didn't have to do any die cutting. That was all done for you, or punching even. That's all done for you. So you could do the same. Now I'm going to need to go and do my blog post for these ones, aren't I? So there's that one. I'll just put up the cards that we've done first. I'm just going to put that there so that I know. What's that one? I don't know where that's from. Not sure. Let me grab this. No, this one. This is the one we did. Just get my mat out the way. That one, that one. Where's my other one? My first one. Don't want to get all my measurements all around the wrong way. So there we go. Love to see you guys finish yours and pop them up on our chicks group. That would be great. You could also, like I said, what do I do with it now? Wink of Stella, I'll put it here. You could also use your Wink of Stella for your flowers, just to give them a bit more bling. We all need bling. Just doing mine before I put them away. Any questions? I'll just finish doing my Wink of Stella and I'll have a look if anyone's got any questions. And I will go and blog that. I don't have any projects lined up. I'm going to continue on doing some samples. I haven't done much since Rhonda and I got together last Saturday. So I haven't really done much in the way of doing things for the new catalogue stuff. So that's my next project. And like I've said in the newsletter, in my emails, that I will be showcasing a suite each week of June of the new catalogue. I'm not quite sure what platform that will be on, whether I'll do that. I'm thinking not Friday night, I'm not sure. I want it to be where you guys can all participate, so I'm just trying to, if you've got some ideas about a time that would suit, would a Saturday afternoon or earlier in the afternoon on a Friday, what times would suit you guys? I guess you can always watch it later, but with the competitions, I'm going to be giving out questions for a scavenger hunt, so you'd need to be watching online, and it's a bit hard to get everyone together. Saturday afternoons seem to be good, but I don't want to be taking up your weekends for another month either, so just trying to think of a different platform. Maybe if I started at 5 o'clock on a Friday. I just need to think about it, and if you could give me some input on that, that would be great. Thank you, and thanks for watching. I'll just see. Oh, Barry Milne is watching again. Are you going to make some cards too, Baz? Thanks for watching, everyone. Can't wait to get back to face. Yeah, it'll be great, won't it? Thank you, guys. I'll see you next time I'm live. Just leave me some feedback on that. That would be great. Thank you. Bye-bye.